Hey Tara, this is Dr. Priscilla, and I'm going to take a look at your document and share in the group by video what it is that we're doing. This is going to be a private video in that the only person that can see it, the only people that can see it are people in this group. So if you, of course, if you share the video link, then other people may have access to it. But in this case, it is just for people in AOH writers. So often I will be sharing my screen. You'll see me, and then I'll go out because when I go from one screen to the other, I have to make sure that I'm capturing the pictures for you or the images. All right, so I will begin now. I'm going to share my screen now. I'm actually in Anchors of Hope at this moment, and I'm going to, so I see that you just sent me a message. I was telling you that the formatting is the same as if you're putting in a picture. You can insert or cut, copy, and paste. So you're most welcome. I'm going to open up your sample chapters now, and it has just downloaded to my computer, and I'm going to go to open that document at this very moment. Now that this document is open, I'm going to stop sharing and reshare. I'm going to reshare so that you can see exactly what I'm doing to the Word document. I'm going to change the formatting features. I'm going to enable editing so that I can make changes and you can see exactly what I'm going to do. There are a couple of things that I want you to keep in mind. I have Kindle already downloaded on my computer. So when you see some things, just know that when you download Kindle to your computer, it will be the same. I also want you to remember that you should save your work and have a standing copy in Word that has nothing but the changes that you really want to have an impact in your book. Okay? So you may want to make 2 copies of your original Word document. One that you work on, and then you think, I want to make some changes. Then you need to make changes on the original one, or keep that original one, but once you put it in Kindle, you need to always work on the version copy of your document. Okay? I'll try to explain that a little bit better. So what we're going to do now, this is just for the ease of my eyesight and visibility and the completeness of what I want you to know. I'm going to do a Control-All, and I've selected your entire document. I'm going to change the font size to the font type to Times New Roman. I'm going to change the font size to 14. This font size does not need to be 14. I just need to see it as a 14. I'm also going to change your font to Justified. All of the pages in my book are fully justified. The right and left margins clearly in at the corners. Okay, look through my book again if you're not sure what I mean. I'm going to mention that you have spaces for your indentions, but we're going to have a automatic indent of 5 spaces, and I'm simply pressing my tab key, and that indents my page. You have another paragraph here. I'm going to bring it out to the left. All right, I'm going to bring this out to the left by placing my cursor here and using my backspace key. When I use my backspace key, it makes things all left justified. Here you notice that you have extra spacing. This is more than double space. I'm going to place my cursor here and press the backspace key to bring this up I'm going to place my cursor here, press the tab key once, and now I have 2 indentions, okay? I'm going to go throughout the entire document, making sure that I have everything indented with the exact same type of spacing, okay? Here you have Chicago, September 2017. I'm going to assume that these are subtitles, not chapter titles, but subtitles. And the consistency is there. The interview, Chicago, September 2017. I'm not even reading what you've written. This is extra spacing here. I'm going to take that extra spacing out. And there's an extra space here. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to pause my video or the recording for a moment because you don't necessarily need to listen to me do this or see me do it, but I will tell you that it is done. I'm pausing the recording now. Well, there was just one more to do. So the last one I did was I placed my cursor here and I pressed the tab key. And then I scroll down and you'll notice that your last sentence, you're in the frame. You're in the frame. What has happened here is because everything is justified, the entire document is justified. When I say the entire document is justified, you'll notice that everything is equal here and everything is equal here. So it just spread itself out. Well, we need to do something about this word here. And the only thing that I'm going to do is place my cursor at the end of the period and press the enter key. And you see it takes care of itself. So there we have it. Now, I want to, just for the sake of this paper, I'd like to make this a title. I'm going to change this. I know that it is not your title, but I want you to see what you're going to do with a title because your next segment may have a title. I'm going to change this from bold. I'm going to change this from underline. And I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to simplify this and call this, I'm going to put in a space and say, this is a new chapter. Or just say, this is a chapter. This is a chapter. H-A-P-T-R. And press the enter key. I'm going to not underline it, but I am going to have it bold. I'm going to have it in all caps. Now, what we're going to do is look through here. And if you look through my book, let's just say on page 28, you'll see that in the last paragraph, I've got granny italicized. So everywhere I use the word granny, I made it italicized. I just chose italics wherever I felt that I wanted to change the pace of the writing so that it wasn't so boring. So in this case, I'm going to change, it was a recognition trip for my husband through his job filled with top-notch treatment from the time we entered until our departure in a sleek black SUV type vehicle with a personal driver back to the airport. We were gifted with a small, powerful book called What If? I would say, let's italicize this book, What If? Okay? Like, give me a moment to pause. A book called What If? Written by Mike Rayburn. Mr. Rayburn was hired as a keynote artist, and I would say this is where your editing, in my case, might say you might want to think of having someone. And the interesting thing is he is a world-class guitarist. Mr. Rayburn was hired as a keynote artist. And what was amazing, I mean, interesting seems like, well, okay, well, I'll go, but you know, I'm not expecting anything, but fascinating, amazing, phenomenal, wonderful about him is that he is not only a comedian, a Carnegie Hall headliner, but a world-class guitarist. It's like, give me a moment to pause. He's a what? He's a comedian. So when he is a world-class guitarist, comedian, and Carnegie Hall headliner. What stands out about those three things? You make them sound equal, but something should be more important or more significant, more exciting about him than just the fact that he's a guitarist, comedian, and Carnegie Hall headliner. It could be, and on top of being a comedian and guitarist, he is also a Carnegie Hall headliner. He is a possibility thinker, serving his message through comedy and guitar. What I found amazing is that not only people of blah, blah, blah resonated with his message, blah, 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 whatever. And I would also put this in italics and other things. I just want you to see how things work out. Okay, I'm going to pause my video now for a moment and go into the Kindle. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to go into my Kindle. I'm opening up my Kindle now. So I'm opening up my Kindle, but I forgot to Control-C. So now I'm going to share my screen again with my open Kindle. Remember, I have Kindle already downloaded on my computer. So the first thing that you need to do is click on Kindle. You're going to click on the word Kindle. Kindle here. Once you download it, you're going to click on Kindle. All right. When you click on Kindle, you're going to see a ribbon. I hope that you can see this ribbon. You're going to see this ribbon. And what's important about this ribbon is that you will see this Get Started. You will see that you're going to see Get Started, and you're only going to work with this element right here. You will use this element when it's the beginning of your book, but we're not at the beginning, we are somewhere in the book. So we're only working with this part right here that says apply elements. Let me clear that. Now what I'm going to do is, now that I'm in Kindle, I'm going to click on Get Started. And you'll see that you've got some information here. You can choose to read it or you can follow along and scroll down. And here it's just asking you the size of your book and the type of print you want your book to have. Classic, modern, Armour, Cosmos. And then what book size. My book size, Anchors of Hope, is 6.9. You don't have to use 6.9, but this is what's given right now. And I've selected it and it's highlighted in green. Notice that this is 8.5 by 11, but this is the size that we want. So it's preparing your book for publishing. Click Continue. Now that you've chosen that, you can click Finish. Okay, I don't know if you can see what I need you to see, so I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to share again. You'll notice that over to the far left, you have a box. You have that over to the far left. That's all that you need to see. Make sure that you see that box over there at the far left. Now remember, I did copy your information that we just changed in the Word document, and I just want to post it here. So there's your information, and we have a total of 3 pages over here to the left. 1, 2, 3. We have our paperwork there. Now let's take a look at what we have and what we're going to do or be able to do. Just for now, I'm going to close this navigation by clicking on this X button so that I can see what we have. Remember, your work is completely justified. It doesn't have to be, but if you look at my book and you like the way mine is set up, you'll notice that my work is completely justified. Justified meaning that, where is my little cursor? Meaning that everything is left justified and everything is right justified. Okay. Now I want to move down, and it is double spaced. You remember I had this italicized here? Notice that there's a huge space right here. This could be a problem, so we're going to correct that right now by placing our cursor here and pressing the Enter key. Now we have too many spaces here. I'm going to delete, 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 delete. And apparently this is not a sentence, it's not a paragraph rather. So I'm going to backspace and put it up here, and now it looks fine. These are some of the things that you'll need to do, and you can do that right here in this part because you can't do it in the Word document. You have to actually see it. It will make sense a little later on. All right, so this is a chapter. So this chapter could be me and my hubby, but we just called it, this is chapter. I want you to look up here. Remember, we're going to work in this area here, just this area. And I'm going to select, because it is a chapter, I'm going to click on title page. Your title page is here. I think this is a title page, so we know that that's not it. So we're going to go over here, but your title page, you click on this ellipse if you're working with the title page. Put your author's name. You can see I chose my name right there, and then I had a picture. So we look here, and we're in the second area. I'm trying to work with this mouse and my pointer to show you where I am. So this is not a page title. It's not your first paragraph. It's not an opening quote. It's not dedication, and it's not a copyright text. So let's just see if it's here. It is a chapter title. So we are in, well, I can't really put a circle around it, so I'll show you again. I was just trying to show you where I was, but it won't let me do it with the little fonts. Mouse. I'm in the body, the book body elements. That's where I am now. And I'm going to click on this ellipse, and it's a chapter title. And so you'll know that we will also look at subtitles. Block quote, poem, chapter quote, blah, 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 blah. So let's place our cursor here. Go here to book body elements and click on chapter title. You see it's kind of large, and that's the chapter titles that I use in my book. If I can find one. My chapter titles are centered, but for now we'll leave yours there, but you can center it. This is going to be a subtitle, Chicago. I'm going to go back here. remember, you're only working in this quadrant and then the 3 body sections here. Subtitle. Notice that it took out your underline. That's totally your choice, but it takes out the underline. But you can put the underline back if you want it. But for now, we'll leave it out. Notice that there is a distance between this and this. Let's leave it this way and decide what type of spacing you're going to have throughout. Let's just go with what is coming up for us. All right. Now, I would recommend that you don't do the fancy elements for changing the paragraph by making a big I here, because it messes with your spacing, and I wasn't really clear on how to do it, but I could figure it out if I had enough time. So there we have Chicago, September 2017, and here we will go again to book body. Everything that's a body, it's going to be found in here. Chapter subtitle, it's the interview, and here we're going to go again, body, chapter subtitle, the success continues, and there we have that. Again, find some things that you want to italicize. And now what I want to show you is what your book looks like. You have 3 pages. I'm going to pause. All right, now we are back and we're looking at, oh, let me make sure that we're looking at the same thing. I will stop sharing. I'm going to share again. And this is our document. Make sure that we have that. So we're looking at our books again. And I did something. This is the Word document. All right, I picked up the wrong one to share, so let me stop sharing again. Sorry. So I'm going to share again, and this is the one I want to share. So let me explain what I just did a moment ago. I opened up the original Word document, but that is not what we're looking at now. We're looking at the document that would be in your book. So we have, this is a chapter, and this could be any name that you wish to give it. And remember, it was underlined and it was a little bolder. You can go back and change that if you wish. Remember that I made it all justified. Now, let's take a look at what you'll need to add if this was the beginning of your book. So if this is the beginning of your book, we're going to insert if this was the beginning of your book, you're going to insert the templates. The templates means that you just change the information or add the information that you need. The program itself is going to give you everything that you need. So you're going to go here where it says insert the template. All right. So let's just say that this is where we are. We're inserting the template. Click on the mouse. I'm trying to click on the mouse. Click on the mouse. Insert the template. And you have your book title page. Will you have a book title page? Yes. So there you have a book title page. You change your book title to whatever it is. Name of book here. If you have a subtitle, this is automatic. What is the subtitle? And type your name. Now it's already sized for you. This is what I have on mine. I did that. Okay, now let's go back again. Book opening quote. I did have a book opening quote. It's right here. I had a book opening quote. Then you go to your dedication page. And while this is a small dedication page, this is my dedication page. I just typed it in Word and posted it here. That was my dedication page. I'm going back to insert the template page. And other page would be your preface, your foreword. Those are the other types of pages. Now the next page is a chapter title. But in our case, our chapter title is here. Nope, that's not our chapter title. Where is our chapter title? Where's our, we did create a page. Let's see if it's down here somewhere. Is that it? Was this it? I'm not sure what happened to it, but let's just go on. It is in here somewhere. Let's go back and look at, then you need a copyright page. I don't think you'll need a part title page, but you had to have a copyright page. And then you had your table of contents page. So that's what I really want us to look at, is the table of contents page. When you are all done, this table of contents is already being created for you. I'm just not exactly sure. Where is their table of contents? Oh, I'm sorry. Your table of contents, you'll do all of this. I know I just confused you, but you will do all of this. Do this part last. Do this part last, because once you get your information into Microsoft Word, transfer it into Kindle, you want to go and add these pieces, and it will be capturing the page numbers for you. That's what is happening at this moment. All right, I don't know if you're going to catch this, but I'm going to try without redoing this video. Once you have completed your writing of your book, all of your book, all 100 and 200 or 300 pages, I went to insert template page. Place your cursor here because you want all of this information to come at the beginning. I'm going to have my book title, book subtitle, author name. The next thing that I'm going to have, and it's going to be on a separate page, is the book opening quote. You'll look in my book and you'll see that I do have a quote. Then you will, on yet another page, you'll see a dedication page. Then other front matter, whatever it is that you want to put in here, such as a foreword or preface, those types of things. Then the next page would be chapter title page, your chapter subtitle, and we've already done that. We've already added those. And then we have your copyright page. You'll find a copyright page in my book, and then you'll have your table of contents. Now, the table of contents is going to come about once you go through those steps that I just told you. But we'll go through some more of these, and hopefully this has been beneficial. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. Priscilla, AOH Coach. Bye for now.